Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving headfirst into a piece of technology that's really changing the game for high-end AV setups.
That's right.
It's the WolfPack 8K 60Hz 8x8 Seamless HDMI Matrix Switch.
Brand name.
It is. Now, for anyone, juggling multiple high-res video sources and displays, this isn't just another box. It's more like the central hub for your whole system.
The perf center, yeah.
Exactly. But, okay, beyond the name, 8K. What does that really mean in this context? And seamless switching, what does that feel like? Why should you, our listener, pay attention?
Good questions. At its core, this thing is basically the ultimate traffic controller for your HD and now Ultra HD content.
Yeah. Okay.
It's built to transmit, that cutting-edge 8K video, but also high-quality multi-channel audio from up to 8 different HDMI sources. Think Blu-ray players, your cable box, maybe a gaming PC.
Game consoles.
Yep, consoles to 8 different HDMI displays, TVs, projectors, whatever you've got. It's about getting the right signal to the right screen, exactly when you need it.
Precisely. And our mission today, really, is to get past the spec sheet. We want to unpack what makes this thing tick. Highlight why these features like 8K and Seamless unlock, well, a whole new level of performance for those, serious home theater buffs or even pro AV folks. Let's dig in.
Let's do it.
So an 8x8 HDMI matrix switch, people probably know what an HDMI switch does generally.
Yeah.
But 8x8, why that configuration? What problem does that solve that, say, a simple 1x4 splitter just can't handle?
Right. It really boils down to flexibility. Immense flexibility.
How so?
Well, imagine you've got your main media room TV, maybe a projector for movie nights, but also maybe a TV in the kitchen, one in the office.
Okay.
With an 8x8, you're not just mirroring one source, you're creating this dynamic routing grid. You can send any of your 8 inputs, game console, streaming box, whatever, to any of your 8 outputs. Independently.
Oh, independently, that's the key.
Exactly. All at the same time if you want. It completely frees you from swapping cables or being stuck with fixed connections. It gives you total control over where your video goes.
That sounds liberating, actually, especially for a complex setup. Okay, let's set that headline number. 8K 60 Hz. What resolutions, what refresh rates does this actually support? Is it just that one number?
That's a great point. The nuance is important here. It absolutely hits 8K, yes, up to 8K at 60 Hz.
Nice.
But, and this is key, at 60 Hz, that's with 4.2.0 12-bit color subsampling. It also handles 8K at 30 Hz, but with full 4.4.4 color.
Which matters?
For things like detailed computer graphics, text, anything where you need every single bit of color information. And critically for gamers, it does 4K at 120 Hz, again with that full 4.4.4 color.
4K, 120 Hz, okay. That's huge for gaming.
Absolutely. So it's not just about the peak number, it's about delivering the right kind of signal for the content. And all this needs bandwidth, right? It's got a massive 48 gigabits per second pipeline, fully HDMI 2.1 and HDCP 2.3 compliant.
Got it. And speaking of picture quality, what about HDR? High dynamic range? How does it handle that? Just pass through?
It's got you totally covered there. Full pass-through for, well, pretty much everything. Standard HDR, HDR10, the better HDR10 plus Dolby Vision.
Dolby Vision, nice.
And HLG for broadcast stuff. So your picture quality, the colors, the contrast, is all preserved, just like the director intended. It also handles all the different color spaces, RGB, YCBCR, 4.4.4, 4.2.2, 4.2.20, and color depths 8, 10, 12-bit. Very flexible.
Okay, now let's talk about that word seamless. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
You switch inputs on your receiver and boom, black screen for like 3 seconds, sometimes longer.
Yeah. The dreaded blank screen.
So what does seamless really mean here? How does this box get rid of that pause?
That's honestly one of its coolest features. Seamless means, well, seamless, instantaneous switching. We're talking maybe 100 milliseconds.
Wow.
Absolutely no blackout, no blank screen, no waiting. Think about switching camera angles during a live event or different presenters in a meeting. It just switches instantly.
How does it do that?
The magic is in these local output buffers. They basically handle all the complicated handshaking, the ED and HDCP stuff before you switch.
So it pre-negotiates.
Exactly. It gets everything lined up in advance, so when you hit the button, the signal's already authenticated and ready to go. It completely eliminates that frustrating delay.
That alone sounds worth it for anyone tired of explaining the black screen to guests. Does it do anything else special, maybe for gaming, beyond just smooth switching?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It supports a bunch of key gaming tech. VRR variable refresh rate.
Yep, stop screen tearing.
Exactly. ALM auto low latency mode tells your TV to switch to game mode automatically.
Andy.
And then there's QMS, quick media switching, and QFT, quick frame transport, both designed to make transitions even faster and reduce latency. plus SBTM, source-based tone mapping, for better HDR handling from the source.
Okay, that's a serious list. These aren't just buzzwords, they actually make a difference.
They really do, especially if you're pushing the limits with gaming or high frame rate video.
So with all this power under the hood, how do you actually, drive this thing? How do you control which input goes where?
Lots of options there, which is good. You've got buttons right on the front panel for direct control.
Okay, basic stuff.
Yep. Then there's an included IR remote. Standard stuff. But then you get into the more serious options. RS-232 control for custom integration.
For the pros.
Right. And a Web GUI, you just pop the IP address into your browser. Very convenient. Plus, they have free mobile apps for Android and iOS.
Apps too. Nice.
And for the really integrated setups, like smart homes, there are drivers available for systems like Control4, Crestron, URC, RTI, Elon.
So it plays nice with the big automation systems.
Absolutely. Oh, and the default IPs for the web interface are usually 192.168.0.80 and 192.168.1.80. Makes setup a bit easier.
That's good to know. Now, something that trips up so many people, EDI'd and HTCP. The handshake issues,
Right.
blank screens, error messages. How does this matrix help with that nightmare?
Ah, yes, the bane of many AV installers. EDI'd is how the display tells the source what it can handle, right? Resolutions, audio formats.
Right.
And HDCP is the copy protection. If they don't agree, you get nothing. This unit has really advanced EDI'd management, like 40 presets you can choose from, or you can capture ED from a display. It helps force the source to send compatible signal.
Okay, that helps avoid incompatibility.
But the real lifesaver sometimes is this HDCP control. You can actually disable HDCP on specific output cards.
Really? Why would you do that?
Well, maybe you have an older projector or a specific monitor that just doesn't play nice with the latest HDCP 2.3 standard. Being able to turn it off for just that one output means you can still send it a signal from a modern source without breaking copy protection for your other compliant displays. It's a huge troubleshooting tool.
Wow, okay, that is a big deal for custom setups. We've talked a lot about video. What about audio? What formats can it handle? And what if you have, say, an 8K TV and a 1080p TV? How does it manage that?
Audio-wise, it's just as capable. Supports standard LPCM 7.1 uncompressed audio.
Good. And all the big surround formats. Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD, Dolby Digital Plus, DTS:S HD Master Audio, even DSD for the audio files.
Okay, comprehensive. Any breakout options?
Yep. It's got optical audio outputs and balanced analog audio breakouts as well. So you can easily send audio to a separate sound system or AV receiver, not just over HDMI.
Very flexible. And the mixed resolutions, 8K source to a 1080p screen.
That's where the built-in downscaling comes in. It's really practical. Each output port can independently downscale.
Each one.
Each one. You can set it to scale 8K down to 4K or 8K 4K down to 1080p. You adjust it using little DIP switches on the modules themselves.
Manual control.
Yeah, so you can send that pristine 8K signal to your main display, but simultaneously send a perfectly scaled 4K or 1080p version to other screens around the house that maybe aren't 8K yet. Everyone gets the best possible picture for their specific display.
That's really smart design. Avoids the lowest common denominator problem.
Exactly.
Okay, final stretch. This thing is clearly the heart of a system. What about build quality, reliability? You don't want your central hub failing.
Absolutely critical. It's built like a tank solid metal enclosure designed for pro use or serious home setups.
Yeah.
And the really key thing for reliability, dual power supplies.
Redundancy.
Yep. One is active, the other is on hot standby. If the main one hiccups for any reason, the backup kicks in instantly. No downtime.
That's crucial for something this central.
Totally. And they don't just assemble them, they go through serious testing. Multi-stage factory tests, a 24-hour burn-in period, final QC, plus it's TAA compliant, which matters for certain government or corporate installs.
So when you actually buy one of these, what arrives? What's in the box to get you going?
You get the main 8x8 chassis already loaded with the HDMI input and output cards you ordered.
Right, it's mod.
It is. You get those dual power supplies we mentioned, the IR remote, the connectors for RS-232 and Ethernet. Oh, and the little ZIP-DIP tool for setting those scalar switches. And of course, rack mount ears and screws if you're putting it in a standard equipment rack. It's pretty much ready to integrate.
Sounds like a complete package. Okay, wrapping up then. It seems the real value here with the WolfPack 8K Matrix is that blend of, well, cutting-edge performance, 8K, HDR, all that, with incredible flexibility and that genuinely seamless user experience. No more black screens. It manages complexity without adding frustration.
That sums it up well. It's really about streamlining things, optimizing those complex AV setups, making sure you're future-proof for a good while, and letting you just enjoy your content without fighting the technology. It simplifies the advanced stuff.
Right. So the final thought for you, the listener, with this kind of control, this level of seamlessness becoming available, how did that change how you might design your space? Whether it's your ultimate home theater or maybe a critical presentation room at work, what possibilities open up when the core routing just works instantly, perfectly, every single time? Something to think about until our next deep dive.